was a kid, there was a place. A dark place. They closed it down and let it rot. But the things that lived there...
Hello, Danny.
they come back.
Welcome back to Extra Butter, my special dedicated to all things creepy, all things Dr. Sleep, the sequel to The Shining. All right, so 1974, this hotel, the Stanley Hotel, is where Stephen King was staying. Things that happened to him really inspired what became the book and the subsequent movie, The Shining. Well, now he's back. In 2013, he wrote Dr. Sleep, and now it's a major motion picture starring Ewan McGregor and lots of other people. Speaking of those people, the newcomer to this movie and the heir apparent to the Stanley Kubrick throne, I sat down with the filmmakers to talk about it. Take a look. It would be nothing without you, sir. Good to hang out with you.
Great to hang out with you.
So I know you didn't shoot here, but is it eerie to be at sort of the birthplace, the genesis of this whole thing?
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, I mean, look at this. This hotel is sacred ground, I think, because Stephen King stayed here.
Sure.
When he did in 1974.
Yeah.
And, it was inspired to write this profoundly impactful novel, The Shining. I think it changed genre cinema forever. And this place is why that happened. I think it's incredible to be here.
Isn't it odd how beautiful that is, but how creepy when the sun goes down it is inside?
Yeah, it's amazing in there. And the way, the wind kind of whips against the windows inside, the noises you hear, it's not difficult at all to understand how when the sun goes down, you can walk through that space and say, this is absolutely haunted. It's kind of amazing.
So many creaks and so many clanks. Did you go in the actual room where he conceived The Shining?
Room 217.
Did you get some mojo out of that?
Yeah, no, I stayed there a few years ago. I came here with my wife. We weren't married yet, but I came here with Kate. We stayed in room 217 to write Hush together.
Yeah.
And we wrote that here at this hotel.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so this movie, there's so much that I want to talk about, but I don't want to plot spoil. Suffice to say, there's a cameo or two in this movie that will blow people away.
I hope so. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. There are, for sure.
That's it. That's all we can
That's
talk
all we can
about.
say. Yeah. I know. I don't know. I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil
But
anything. There's so many surprises.
Yes.
How did you stay true to the, all of the notes that were hit in The Shining, yet make it its new thing?
That was the biggest challenge of this whole thing, and I think the thing for me was that I loved the book. I love Dr. Sleep, the novel.
Sure.
I love revisiting Dan Torrance and revisiting the world of the Overlook, and when I read the book, everything I pictured in my head looked like the Kubrick Shining movie.
Yeah.
Because that's the visual language that I know so well, being such a rabid fan of that. So bringing those two stories together, it's been the most daunting and scary thing I've ever gotten to be a part of. But
My favorite part of the movie are the scenes that you pretty much reimagined, reshot of the original Shining.
Yeah, no, we tried real hard to get that right. Yeah,
It's crazy. The carpet looks exactly the same, and I know that's not the original carpet.
No, we had that made actually. There were so many elements from the Kubrick film that we would scrutinize kind of to the most minute detail, making sure we got the right lighting fixtures, the right faucets in the bathroom in room 237. It was all really critical to get right because, those spaces are so sacred in my imagination and so many people's imaginations, I feel. We had to get that right.
Ewan is remarkable. I love the character development on Dan Turner as an adult, but you have a young lady in this movie that steals every scene she's in.
Yeah,
she is
Kyliegh.
remarkable. Talk about
Yeah.
this.
This is her first movie. Did you know that?
And look at what.
Yeah. It's incredible. No, so she was one of. We looked at 900 girls to play that part from all over the world. Mm-hmm. And Kyliegh, this is her first film. She had put herself on tape and just sent it in, with the hundreds of others. And it did what's supposed to happen in the casting process. She rose to the top because she was the best fit for the part. And it just so happened she lived 15 minutes from our production offices in Georgia. She was local. She was right up the street. And so it was incredible to kind of stumble across this incredible talent. And I think she's a remarkable young actor. I think she's got an incredible future in front of her. And you're right, she carries this movie.
No
she
kidding.
steals it. Yeah.
First movie, and she will be a big star by the time eyes are on this.
I think so.
Do you have a favorite scene? I know it's hard to dissect your baby, as it were. That sounds
Yeah.
like a very Stephen King thing. As a
Yeah,
matter of fact.
no, it's-
but what scene?
I
you
do
love
have a
the
favorite
most?
scene, and I can't spoil it, but there's a scene that takes place at a bar toward the end of the movie. That's my favorite scene of the movie.
Yeah, mine too, for the same reasons, I think. It must have been a joy to make it. It's a joy to watch it. Now, did you hear there was screaming? While we're talking, there was screaming. Did you hear that?
Oh yeah, I just assume I hear screams at this hotel all the time. I just assume it's the restless spirits. But no, I'm not sure where that's coming from.
I love this place and I hate this place. So good to hang out with you.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, when we come back, the aforementioned young star Kyliegh joins us on this very special Extra Butter, All Things Dr. Sleep. Good to hang out with you. I'm going to get the hell out of here. Awesome. Hey, welcome back to Extra Butter and our special dedicated to all things Dr. Sleep and the lady of the hour. I've been talking about you during this whole show. Hey, it's Kyliegh Curran, everybody. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Now, how get out is this? During the break, I said, have you seen the movie yet? And you said, well, I had a private screening of it. How awesome is it to have your own private screening of this?
It was good because we all got to cry in private without anyone watching us bawl our eyes out.
Right.
Yeah, it was super fun.
Cry? That's the way you
Yeah.
You react to this movie much differently than I react to this movie. I soiled a seat. They're going to have to replace it because of me.
I was laughing at myself sometimes. I was like, what are you doing? But the movie was absolutely amazing. There are some super disturbing scenes, which are good, but are super disturbing. But they were also super cool. There's two parts of the movie.
Okay.
There's one part where it's like, ooh, that's scary. Another part, ooh, that's disturbing, but I love it.
Yeah. Is it wild for you, this being your first movie, a lot of stuff you were having to imagine, and they were having to say, don't worry, we're going to add it in post, and then to see what they added, to see those layers.
It was so amazing, actually, because you really have to think of what they look like.
Yeah.
And then once you see it on screen, you're like, wow, this is so cool. They made this.
So you said you laughed during it. So tell me a moment where you're making this movie, something that I reacted to that I was terrified by, but in the moment while you're making it, it was silly or you're laughing or it seemed ridiculous.
Let me think. There were a lot of moments, actually. Maybe when I was running through the hallway because of my weird panting. I was going while running. I kind of got a handle of running normally.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of hard. You're thinking of yourself running, and then you're like, how do you run again?
Uh-huh.
How do you run again? But I think it looked better on camera than I thought it did in my mind.
Now, to do research, did you see the original? Did Mom and Dad tell you about the original?
I've seen The Shining 4 times.
Okay.
Yes. One before the callback, a second time a special showing before shooting. The third time with my best friend Jerry, I asked her, do you want to watch The Shining? And she said, yeah. Is it scary? And I said, mm-hmm. And she said, good. And the fourth time, I was at a movie theater to see the Dr. Sleep teaser with my family.
When you found out you got this part, you probably called your best friend. Describe that conversation.
Well, I actually didn't call my best friend. I talked to my parents.
Well, that's probably a good step, yeah.
We were sitting in, I think we were downstairs in the living room, and we were just constantly, we were all talking on top of each other like, what's going on? What is about to happen? This is crazy. I'm so excited. Wow, what's going on? Because we couldn't tell anyone in the beginning.
Right.
And I wanted to shout at the top of my lungs, I am going to be in the sequel to The Shining. This is crazy. I'm scared, but super excited. It was such a conflicting feeling. I felt extremely scared that I would mess up on everything.
Yeah.
And then I also felt super excited because there's not a lot of opportunities to do this. I mean, this is an iconic film, The Shining, and I'm doing a sequel to it.
No kidding. As lucky as you feel to be in this, they are lucky to have you. You are so remarkable.
Thank you.
Have you ever considered how much your life is going to change after the world sees this movie?
Oh, wow. Not really.
I hate to put that kind of pressure on you, but it's gonna.
Not really. I hope to be able to, I think I will be able to still walk around Times Square when I'm in New York with my friend.
Yeah?
Yes.
But you're probably going to be one of the few people that has, like, Stephen King in your phone. You can call him up.
Oh, no.
Hey, Steve.
I'd be so nervous to talk to him.
Have you met him yet?
No, I haven't. He's such an amazing writer, and if I talked to him, I'd probably freak out saying, I don't think I should be talking to this person right now. I don't think, wow, this is too amazing. This shouldn't be happening. This should be happening. No, it shouldn't. Yes, it should.
Well, that's exactly the way I reacted right over there when I was about to sit down and talk to you. Such an honor to hang out with you.
Honored to hang out with you, too.
And the filmmakers actually stayed here at the Stanley Hotel for the very first time just a couple nights ago. They said largely, had they stayed here before, they may not have had the nerve to make the movie. They are so creeped out by the events that took place. Can't wait for you to see this movie. For more of it, be sure and like and subscribe on YouTube. We'll have more Extra Butter specials coming up. In the meantime, I'm going to get lost to the maze. See you later. Or not.